Time to check in over at Sochi, Russia, with Jim Ryan, ABC News correspondent, who continues to acclimate himself to his Russian environment there. How's it going there, Jim? I worry about anybody who's been in Russia this long. I worry that they're going to go native. Are you going Putin on us?
The acclimation process is coming along just fine. You mean the re-education?
Exactly. I mean, are you taking to it so much that you just have a burning desire to jump in a tank and drive down to Ukraine and take over?
No, I hadn't thought about that yet. But,
oh, darn it, I planted a seed. Yeah. All right. So, Jim, a big day yesterday. Let's go back and look for a minute, especially with the U.S. men's hockey team and, frankly, even a bigger story, the Russian hockey team. What happened yesterday?
What happened?
And it's funny that neither one of those was a medal round, but it sets up something really spectacular, I think. U.S. has a perfect record at these games, men's hockey, 4 wins, no losses. They beat the Czech Republic yesterday 5-2, and now comes that monster Canada, who 4 years ago took them out, took the U.S. out of the gold, put them into silver. The Russian hockey team, well, U.S. doesn't have to worry about it anymore. Finland took them off 3-1, so they are out.
And good news here. I mean, I'm sure that Vladimir was not very happy about that loss and the local fans, but for local fans here of their Washington Capitals, this just means that Ovechkin gets some more rest.
Yeah.
He gets to, relax and come back ready for the playoffs here for the Washington Capitals.
Are you guys into the Olympics at all? Is it all about the NHL?
Well, we're big hockey fans. All right, but let me make sure I understand this. So the United States and Canada play off in the semifinals tomorrow, and then the winner of that game would either go up against, Sweden and Finland?
Yeah, that's what the matchup is looking at. That's who's going to play on the other side while they're doing this one. Then they'll be doing that, and we'll figure out who exactly is going to be in the finals.
Well, there's no doubt.
Meanwhile, today the women's hockey team, U.S. versus Canada for the gold.
So the United States hockey program, men, women combined, is going to take home a medal, either a silver or a gold. Certainly the American women hope that it's the gold there in that medal round today with Canada. That's going to be a fierce game. I think that'll really be one to watch because both teams, they're back and forth, and it's going to be kind of I wouldn't say bloodbath, but it's going to be interesting.
All right, before we get into any spoilers, because when that happens, I got to put my fingers in my ear. I don't want to get any spoilers. But before we get there, what is the current medal count?
23 for the United States, and that is solidary. They're the one leader right now. 23 in front, 22 for the Russian Federation and for the Netherlands. But for right now, at least, U.S. is holding on to that lead with 23 total medals.
Excellent.
USA, okay. So I'm going to put my fingers.
Well, no, wait. We have one more to reflect on yesterday. Another premier event that would be women's figure skating. The short program was last night, and how did the Americans fare there?
Did okay, and again, that was not a medal. Tonight will come the medal in the figure skating. It continues this evening with Kim Yoon of South Korea, first place after yesterday's short program. But Americans, Polina Edmonds, Gracie Gold, Ashley Wagner, they are still in the hunt. Gold may have the best chance of reaching the podium. She finished in 4th place last night, and she's going to have to do well this evening, though.
Is Gracie Gold stronger in the long program versus the short program? I know the long program counts a lot more toward your overall score.
I think, I haven't seen that sort of a breakdown, but I think they do they do their level best to do well at both of them, maybe equally well, and I think tonight we'll know the answer to that question.
All right, excellent. Are you ready for spoilers?
Excuse me, put my finger in my
Yes, here we go. All right. Men's ski cross has already occurred. What happened?
Yeah, men's ski cross happened, let's see here. Freestyle skiing, men's ski cross, John Teller, the American, is out of it. That's why I sort of let it slip through the cracks here because there are no Americans there. The medals are going to be awarded here shortly. We're into the Nordic combined. Nobody has done anything yet on the American side, and that's not going to happen until later today with the gold medal game in ice hockey for women.
Okay, great. And
no real spoilers.
What about ladies ski halfpipe though? Is there women in that? Any women in that one? Because I think
that's going to be late today as well. We're looking at 9:30 tonight, our time here, 12:30 this afternoon.
All right, excellent. You can come back. There really is no spoiler.
Well, I've got my fingers in my ear.
Ryan, come back now. All right, there we go.
All right, so
is anyone buying that?
Did he really put his fingers in his ears?
Yeah, right over my headphones. So here's my sort of question that I've been sort of at. You've been there now. How many days you been there?
I think I got here the second. What is today?
Yeah, exactly.
So you've been there for better part of the month.
Yeah, it's the
Right.
20th now.
Just give me your impressions of what you're finding there. I mean, what is your general impressions of Sochi, of the Russian people, how the things have been conducted? I mean, do you find favor with what you're finding there? Do you have concerns about some of the things you see finding? Just give me your personal reflections on being in Sochi that long.
It's a nice town. It's sort of like San Diego in some way. You've got palm trees and very pleasant weather. I was in the market earlier today, and the market is open year-round. It has nothing to do with the Olympics, and so it's more a taste of Sochi the way it really is. It's actually in the community of Adler, which is one town over, and just remarkable, beautiful little marketplace there with fresh produce and spices inside this place, and the people are friendly, and it's just sort of a relaxed atmosphere, and that's sort of been my impression with
do you get the
Russian people all
opportunity
along.
to go beyond the Olympic area and actually see how real people live there?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing today.
Okay,
And,
yeah.
I think it's not that much different from where we are.
Jim Ryan, while we're talking about what's going on the ground there, let's turn to one of the political stories that happened yesterday. The punk group Pussy Riot came in and they wanted to film a video there. How much coverage did you guys get? Is there sort of a blackout of these kind of stories? Because the video is making the rounds, and it looks as though this militia that sort of polices the area, they took horsewhips to this group and started beating them down, and it's all caught on video.
Yeah, I've seen some of that. It looked like that they were these Cossack type, not soldiers, but security officers were whipping them with whips. I think the bigger political story, and they were obviously trying to make a point and get some attention, but across the Black Sea is the Ukraine,
Right, sure.
where there's so much unrest right now. The Ukrainian team, at least one of the members, she's already competed here. A member of the ski team has already gone back home. She'll miss the the closing ceremonies here. She said she wants to get back to Ukraine to be there as her country is having so much trouble right now.
And the ceasefire has broken, as we just informed everyone on our ABC News break at the top of the hour. The rest of the Ukrainian Olympics team must be incredibly distracted seeing what's going on in their hometown.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think that probably as each member of the team, 43 members from Ukraine, by the way, as they compete, then they'll be either heading home or standing in solidarity with the people who've been injured or killed back home.
Has there been any mention amongst the other athletes as to whether they're going to do any sort of acknowledgement, or maybe in the closing ceremonies, maybe wear some sort of garment to sort of show solidarity with the people of Ukraine?
Well, the IOC's been very clear about that. They don't want politics to come into the Olympics. And so the Ukrainians, while they had hoped to, and in fact they asked permission to, wear black armbands as they compete, the IOC said that's not going to happen. You can't do that, and we're sorry. We feel bad for what's happening back in your homeland. They have issued a formal, feelings of condolences to them, but they said that they won't violate their standing policy on politics entering the Olympics.
It'll be interesting to see if they defy that. All right, Jim Ryan, always great to hear from you.
Thanks, Jim.
Enjoy that hockey game tonight.
Yeah.
Go U.S. Women.